How to deal with sexual frustration. Sexual frustration happens to most people at one point or another. It can have many causes, which can have an impact on your personal life and relationships. This video will give you a few tips on how to deal with sexual frustration. 10-second summary. 1. Deal with it alone through masturbation, accepting yourself, and taking the focus off of orgasms. 2. Work it through with a partner. Discuss your needs, experiment, and take time to get aroused. 3. Find an outlet for release. Get physical or take up a new hobby. 4. Consider other causes. Make sure you are getting enough sleep and address stress or depression. Method 1. Dealing with frustration on your own. 1. Masturbate. Masturbation is often a taboo topic, surrounded by misinformation and guilt. However, masturbation is a healthy, safe, productive way of learning what gives you pleasure. Exploring your body through masturbation can help you understand what feels best for you, and can also help you communicate that to your partner. Understand that masturbation is natural and healthy. Studies by the Kinsey Institute suggest that 90% of men and 64% of women masturbate. 2. Avoid holding yourself to someone else's standards. Sometimes, particularly for women, sexual frustration occurs because you may think that you are not performing the way you ought to. Remember that there is no normal amount of sex to have, or a normal way to experience sexual pleasure. Rejecting others' standards for what you should be feeling can help you focus on your own pleasure and what you and your partner enjoy. 3. Learn to accept yourself. Sexual frustration may stem from a dissatisfaction with your body. It's hard to accept sexual pleasure if you are unhappy with how you look. Feeling unworthy or unlovable can also lead you to shy away from relationships. Learning to love and accept yourself, just as you are, can be a crucial part of relieving sexual frustration. 4. Take the focus off orgasm. Sometimes, people can become so fixated on experiencing orgasm that they see sex as a failure if they don't achieve one. This can happen just as easily solo as with a partner. The exclusive focus on orgasm can turn sex from an enjoyable experience into a chore with a checklist. Learning to take the focus off of solely achieving orgasm and embracing the whole experience can help relieve sexual frustration, especially if you often have difficulty climaxing. 5. Seek professional help. Sometimes, sexual frustration or difficulty stems from causes you may not even be aware of. Depression, anxiety, and stress can all cause sexual difficulty. So can histories of abuse or a repressive childhood. A therapist, especially one trained in sex therapy, can help you explore your own sexuality and figure out what's causing your frustration and concerns. Method 2. Working with a partner. 1. Discuss your needs. Chances are, if you're in a relationship, you will experience mismatched needs at some point. Few people have sexual desires or needs that exactly aligned, which means you and your partner need to have open, honest conversations about each person's needs. Discussing your needs can seem awkward at first, but it can actually be a good way to bond with your partner. 2. Avoid blaming or judging. When your relationship has sexual issues, it can be easy to feel as though it's all your partner's fault. However, blaming or judging language such as "you aren't giving me what I need" puts your partner on the defensive and shuts down productive communication. Instead, try the following techniques to have a healthy, productive discussion. Use I statements. These help communicate that you're talking about your own needs, not trying to shame or blame your partner. Invite your partner to share his/her feelings. Never try to manipulate or guilt your partner into sex. 3. Make time for romance. Sex in the movies looks so glamorous. 2 sets of eyes meet and within seconds clothes are being ripped off and thrown on the floor. In real life, that's not how it works. Preparation has to be made, even for those who are just dating. Each party arranges a time, phone calls are exchanged, showers are had, skin is prepped, and then the fun happens. 4. Experiment. If you've been in a relationship with one partner for a while, it's completely natural that your sex life may have become less intense or exciting than it was when you first met. Comfort and familiarity are the building blocks of intimacy and commitment, but they can also leave sexual interactions feeling predictable or even mechanical, and this can cause a lot of frustration. Talk with your partner about ways to bring eroticism back into your relationship. And remember, there is so much more to sex than just intercourse. Be creative and collaborate together to find things that excite and fulfill you. 5. Decide to become aroused. Many people, especially women, may need to become physically aroused before they're interested in having sex. If you wait to have sex until you experience sexual desire, you could be waiting a while, and this could cause sexual frustration. Being intentional about becoming aroused and getting ready for sex can help ease this frustration. 6. Compromise. Sometimes, you and your partner will have divergent desires or needs. Perhaps one of you has a fantasy or kink that the other isn't interested in. Perhaps one of you needs more sexual interactions than the other. Part of having a healthy, happy sexual relationship is learning to compromise so that everyone's needs are met and everyone feels comfortable and respected. 7. Work on intimacy in other areas. Sex can be a primary way for partners to express their love for each other and build intimacy. If one of you feels like you are not getting that intimacy you crave through enough sex, the relationship may suffer. Look for other ways besides sex to build intimacy together. This can help take the pressure off sex to be your only bonding time. 8. Consider seeing a therapist. Therapy can be helpful for you as an individual, but it's also often very helpful for couples. A licensed marriage and family therapist or a sex therapist can help you learn to communicate better with your partner and teach you ways to address your frustrations in a healthy, helpful way. Method 3. Finding outlets to release frustration. 1. Get physical. Any sort of frustration, physical or otherwise, can be alleviated by physical exertion. Sports like kickboxing or martial arts are especially effective. It'll fill your time, take your mind to another place, and get your adrenaline pumping, which is a healthy alternative. Any exercise is good, even, and standard cardio. Not only is it good for you mentally, but physically to boot. 2. Use art or other calming hobbies as an outlet. If you're not much of a sports or fitness freak, find more artistic hobbies for an outlet. These activities can be incredibly cathartic and calming. What's more, a reduction in anxiety may reduce your frustration. The less stressed you are about the rest of your life, the calmer you will be about this. 3. Use technology. With today's technology, long-distance relationships have never been easier. If you're sexually frustrated because your love is far away, use Skype, FaceTime. It's not the same, but it can certainly help. Method 4. Considering other causes of frustration. 1. Talk with your doctor. Some causes of sexual frustration, such as erectile dysfunction or difficulty achieving arousal or orgasm, can have medical causes. Your physician may be able to recommend treatment options or lifestyle changes that can help with your difficulties, which will help relieve some of that frustration. 2. Get more rest. Fatigue can be a culprit behind sex troubles such as erectile dysfunction and difficulty achieving orgasm. Feeling tired can affect arousal as well as performance. You may feel frustrated because you want to have sex but don't have the energy to, or because you try to have sex and can't maintain interest because of fatigue. Getting enough rest can help you feel rejuvenated and ready for sex. 3. Address your stress. Stress can impact your ability to enjoy sexual relations. If you cannot manage stress well, speak with a psychologist or your doctor about possible solutions. Your sexual symptoms, or your partner's, may be the side effect of larger stresses. Try, and to help relieve daily stresses. 4. Deal with depression. Depression is a major culprit behind many cases of sexual dysfunction. If you're struggling with depression, you may feel a lower than normal sex drive that could frustrate you and/or your partner. Seeking treatment from a mental health professional can help you deal with your depression and can also revive your sex drive. 5. Look for alternative sources of pleasure. If your sexual frustration is the result of a physical disability, don't despair. Many individuals with disabilities have healthy, satisfying sex lives. Studies have shown that nearly every area of the body can function as an erogenous zone. You aren't limited to your genitals. Incorporate all your senses. Remember that sex is about more than just genital contact. Involve your senses of sight, smell, hearing, touch, and taste into your sexual experiences. Tips: always practice safer sex. Use condoms, birth control, and ask about your partner's sexual history and STI status. Consider an open relationship if you don't feel sexually fulfilled with an otherwise compatible partner. Warnings: never pressure or guilt someone into having sex. Respect the other person's right to say no. Sex should only be between consenting adults.
If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. For more recipes and tips, subscribe to the channel.